If you love clean and organised homes, if you love luxury home renovations that go as planned, then this video is not for you. Now you might be wondering how a room ends up like this, but this is just a perfect example of a room with a lot of items and not a lot of organisation or storage. If you have a room like this in your house, you're not lazy, it's not a character flaw. Messes happen and they can always be tidied up. I must warn you that this makeover is not for the faint of heart. This is a realistic, messy, dirty, unprofessional, disorganised makeover. Hi, I'm Melissa and I'm going to show you how I did my laundry room makeover on a budget of £100. It's the last room in our house to be renovated and it had been just severely neglected. So this is the laundry room on a good day. And this is it on a bad day. But let's go back to the good day so I can walk you through my thought process here. So we did actually attempt to organise this room a few years ago, because when we first moved in there was wall cabinets as well as cabinets on the ground. We took away the wall cabinets and replaced them with coat hooks and took off the cabinet doors on the ground and put our shoes in there. And you would think that would be the perfect organisation for coats and shoes for a family of 4, right? But in theory that was a great idea, but in practice not so much. Me and the kids were too short to reach the hooks for the coats, and because the cabinets on the bottom were so wide, shoes would just get lost in there, gone forever. So it just didn't function properly for us. So the first thing we decided to do was take out all of the cabinets. We had originally planned to replace the sink with a smaller sink, but we decided in the end to take it out. Where this room is in the house, the sink was very rarely used, and taking it out gave us more space and options for laying out the room. The house is almost 50 years old, so it shouldn't have been a surprise that there was black mould behind the cabinets, but we gave it a good scrub and that helped. Cleaning the mould actually wasn't that bad in comparison to clearing out just years of junk that we had stored in that cupboard under the sink. There was literally tins of lead paint from the 80s. I don't think these cupboards had ever been cleaned out in their life. Clearing out everything, getting rid of what we didn't need and finding new homes for the stuff that we did need was tiresome, but it was critical to the overall project. In order for the room to be functional and organised going forward, so I didn't have to keep retidying it and keep reorganising it, I needed everything to have a place to be and where everyone knew where that place was. So it was worth putting the time and effort in at this stage. The flooring that was in the room had been down there since the house was built in the 1980s. So it had served its time, but it was well and truly done. It had a lot of rips and stains. It was just a lino cover. So we decided to roll it up and take it out of the room for the time being. So once we had the cabinets and the sink out, the room really opened up and we realised how much better the space could be used. We moved the washing machine and the tumble dryer both to the back wall below the window, so they're right next to each other and it was easy to swap the loads over in between the two. Neither of our machines allow for the doors to change sides, which is unfortunate, but this was much handier than the previous setup. And then we decided to move both the fridges to either side of the washing machine and tumble dryer, just so that the room had more space and a better flow to it. I had two of these black IKEA coat stands in storage, so I dusted them off and brought them down to go in the room instead of the cabinets and the coat hooks on the wall. This offered a lot less storage, but I actually think it was better because it forced me to declutter and I'll have to be more intentional with our coats and shoes going forward. So that was all the progress we made in our first weekend on this project. It might not seem like a lot, but it actually is. We took out all the old cabinets, the flooring, the sink, and we rearranged all the appliances, which let me tell you are not light. So although the room doesn't aesthetically look that different, it's much more functional and we know we're well on our way in this project. There's a chance that maybe you thought I was exaggerating how bad this utility room is, so nice look for yourself. So you ready? Enter hell with me. Come. It's nice and warm. It's actually not, it's freezing because there's no radiators or heat in there. So despite all the work we did last time, the room is still not optimal. I think what it really boils down to is there's just too much stuff in here and we're expecting too much from such a small room. Don't mind the paint stains on the wall. I dropped a tin of paint in here a few years ago. Obviously that did not help the aesthetic. I forgot to mention last time that not only is this room a laundry room and a coat room, it also houses all of my cleaning stuff. So my hoover, my mop, it's just mayhem in here, you can see that. You can't even open the fridge doors fully because of the school bags hanging on the wall behind them. So, because the layout of the room just wasn't working, I decided to take out everything that I could, all the coats and shoes and hats and scarves, so I could have a look at the room and decide what would be a better layout. I had put the two black coat racks on either side of the room, but now I was realizing that the coats being hung on both walls really made the room feel darker and a lot more cluttered. So I decided once I had the room all cleaned and tidied that I would try both the coat racks on the same wall and see how that felt. So once the coat and shoe racks were out of the room, there was a lot more space. All that was left was this really cluttered shelving unit. So I got to work on that, getting rid of everything that we didn't need and trying to figure out how I would store everything that we did need to keep. I have been using this wire basket unit from IKEA to store all of our hats and gloves and scarves. Everyone had their own drawer, which was really good at giving the kids some of their own responsibility, and it kept things pretty organised, but as you can see, it was well overdue a declutter. So once I had purged everything that didn't fit the kids anymore or we just didn't need, there was a lot less stuff that needed stored. So to maximise my floor space, I just removed this wire unit altogether and transferred everything we were keeping into these little black foldable boxes to go in the pine shelving unit instead. I was really trying to maximise the floor space in this room so that all the stuff being in there just didn't feel so overwhelming. The boxes were the first purchase for this project. They were £1 each and I got 3 of them. I knew in order to keep this room organised long term, everywhere had to have a really intentional home. So my next task was to find a home for the kids' backpacks that wouldn't be in the way of any other appliances and that was an easy reach for them. With both coat racks moved to one side of the room, it would leave me with this big blank wall on the opposite side. I decided this was the perfect space for the backpacks because I could put one shelf high for the adults and one low for the children. To cut a long story short, this is a solid brick wall. I tried masonry nails, I wasn't strong enough to get them in, they fell out, and I wasn't using the right hammer, and it just failed miserably. So I did the unthinkable and I used hard as nails. If any real DIYers are watching this, I know they're shaking their head right now. This is not a good recommendation. You shouldn't do this. There's so many other things you could have done, but I was a mum on a mission and I was determined to get it done, so it is what it is. While the hardest nails was setting, I dragged the two coat racks back into the room. As I was dragging them in, I realised that I never measured the area to make sure they would actually fit. So I was really crossing my fingers here because I'd already rearranged the other side of the room and used hard as nails to confirm everything was going to stay on that side of the room. So I really needed these both to fit on this wall. And total relief, they both did fit. Okay, now I have to sort through this enormous mass of coats and shoes. This abnormal, each person has like 6 coats. It is partly my fault. I have a coat addiction and I love having coats for every outfit, even though I wear the same outfit almost every day. After my little rant, I did indeed sort out all the coats and shoes. It didn't take as long as I thought it would, but it was as boring as I thought it would be. So with all the coats and shoes sorted out and the new home for the backpacks drying, I thought let's tidy up all this clutter quickly because visually it didn't look like I had made much progress today. It still looked very cluttered and messy even though I had spent hours trying to organise it. So I was hoping by cleaning up the clutter it would motivate me a bit. At this point I had run out of time and I had to go pick the kids up from school. Later that night I was determined to get the job done, so now that the hardest meals had dried, I screwed the hooks onto the wood. Then I hung the backpacks up and I was pretty proud of my progress. Okay, so let me give you a 360 tour and I'll show you the before and afters. Oh no, oh my god. Okay, that was scary. I'm sorry about that. Um, yeah, so I put it back on again. I put it back on, but this time I used a lot more, no more nails. And I looked up online, you're actually supposed to hit it with a hammer gently to once you put it on to really like push it in. So, but obviously it's my fault because I didn't hit it with a hammer. Well, there's a lot of things I did wrong. It's will be nothing short of a miracle if either of these actually stay up. So, but yeah, I have to go make dinner now. And then I'll see you this weekend, hopefully. Hopefully, in here gets painted and possibly some flooring. Phase 3 started out way more fun because we got to pick out new flooring for the room. If you're trying to save money in a home renovation, then check for remnants. Most flooring shops will have these. And if you're not too fussy on colour or design, you'll definitely save a lot of money this way. We got lucky and found a remnant the perfect size for this room, and it was only £45. I got the paint for £20 and I spent £10 on some other little accessories for the room. Once we got back home, we took everything out of the room for the second, possibly the third time, so we could get prepared for painting. Andy, bless him, said he would do the painting. I think after I told him about the whole incident with the hooks on the wall, I think he felt bad for me, so he said he would do it. I actually let Andy choose the paint colour for once. I would never normally let him do that. I had actually planned on getting like a sage green for the room, but Andy chose a light grey, and it matched quite well with the flooring we got, so I thought we would give it a shot. Once the second coat of paint was drying, we decided to roll out the vinyl flooring and try to cut it down to size so that it would be easier for us to fit in the room. We got lucky because the concrete floor in the room was already smooth and level. We managed to stay on budget by fitting the flooring ourselves. The place that we got the flooring from does offer a fitting service. I think it was £40, so it wouldn't have been super expensive, but it would have pushed us over a £100 budget. It was really easy to fit this vinyl flooring. All you need is a really sharp Stanley knife. It took us probably about 2 hours to fit the flooring, and the actual hard part was moving the appliances, moving the washing machine, bringing the fridges in and out. There's no videos of that because we were both crying the whole time. Andy did most of the work during this phase, but the walls being painted and the new flooring has just made it look brilliant. So much fresher and cleaner looking. The only painting that's really left is the woodwork, which is always the most dreaded part of a project. It does make such a difference once it's done, but that's for next time. Welcome back to the final stage of the project. I was away visiting my sister for a few days, and when I came back, Andy had put this makeshift worktop on top of the tumble dryer and washing machine for me. He used old wood we had in the garage, so it didn't eat into our budget, and it works perfectly because I was starting to lose socks and knickknacks down the side of the tumble dryer and down the back of the washing machine because there's pipes back there and you couldn't push it all the way back to the wall. Plus, he put a part of wood across the back of the wall to cover the old tiles that used to be there, so it looks much cleaner and much tidier. I needed to store all my laundry detergent and softener and stain remover on top of this worktop, but I didn't want to make it look really cluttered. So I was trying to figure out how I could display them and make it look a little bit tidier. I got this box for £3 Home Bargains, and it was the perfect size to hold all of them. I had considered getting those drink dispensers, the double ones that I see all over Pinterest. They're really cute and adorable, but they were £20, and it was like, I was just determined to stay on my budget. So I was like, no, this will do just fine. Maybe one day I'll upgrade to the dispensers. I also got a smaller matching basket, and I had these wool balls meant to be really good for the tumble dryer and help it dry the clothes faster. So I thought they'd be really cute to display those in the little matching basket. I scored this really cute black metal basket in the charity shop. It was 50p. It does say fruit in the front though, and I want to use it for lost socks. So I'm going to spray paint over the front of it. And voila, you would never know that it was a fruit basket. And all the black accessories go so nicely together. Lastly, I got this little wooden plaque in the charity shop. It was also 50p. I just thought it was really cute to add some charm to the tabletop. Now that the walls had been painted, it just felt a little bit bare. I really wanted a cute quirky sign to decorate the walls with, but all the nice ones I saw on Etsy and Pinterest were £30 plus, and that was going to put me over budget. So instead, Andy used a bit of scrap wood and he made me this little sign, which I'm going to paint. So while my little sign was drying, I knew there was one final thing that had to be done, the dreaded woodwork. I absolutely hate painting woodwork. I don't know why, I just find it so tedious. But I just kept reminding myself that it makes a really big difference to the room, and once it was done, and I could go on living my life, and that seemed to motivate me enough to get this little tiny room done. I used a mini foam ruler in some areas, and that really speeds it up and gives you a lovely smooth finish. This is how serious I was taking this makeover. I even cleaned the wall sockets. It seems like such a small thing, but all these little small things add up to the whole overall look of the room. I also got this little mat from B&M. It has a rubber backing so it won't move around on the lino flooring, and I just got it to go in front of the washing machine and tumble dryer so that when I'm swapping over the laundry, if anything falls on the floor, it's not likely to get dirty from all the shoes walking around in there and stuff. Plus it just looks cute in the room. The mat was £15 from B&M. And now the project is finally complete. It's time for the big reveal. I actually can't believe the difference in this room. I think because it was done slowly over the course of a few months, I didn't realise how big of a change there was. It went from this to this. And from this to this. From complete chaos, disorganisation, mess, to this, lovely and clean, organised, so much space in the room. It's just crazy the difference. Now I can do the laundry so easily, there's no frustration. It looks so clean and freshly painted, it's beautiful. And because now everything has its own home, it'll be easy to keep this space organised in the future, for us and the kids. I am just amazed that there's so much floor space in this room, considering there's pretty much the same amount of stuff in here as there was before the makeover. The only difference being that the space in the room is much better utilised now. Compared to before, it's literally like a different room, it's just crazy. I am so proud of this transformation. It might not be Pinterest worthy and it might not be a luxury renovation. And it definitely took a lot longer than the 60-second renovations we usually see on the internet. But we did this on a really small budget. We did it around family and work commitments, and we did all the work ourselves. So I'm really proud of us. And we did it all under budget. Our total spend was £93. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I imagine that if you have watched all this video, you probably have a home in a similar condition. And I just want to say that that's not something to beat yourself up about. Even though we see all these perfect homes on social media and in movies, it's not realistic. And I think a laundry room like mine or yours is probably a lot more realistic. And as you can see, it's fine to take several months to do your project. It's fine to take several years to do your project in your home. And it's also working within your budget. The room just needs to be functional and organised for you. That's the thing that stops the frustration. It really doesn't matter what it looks like. And in the process, if you manage to make it somewhere that looks nice to you, then that's a bonus. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel pressured to spend money you don't have. Don't feel pressured to make a room look the way you think other people think it should look. Just make it suit for your family. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it made you feel less alone in having a messy house. That's all I can say. So take care.